And ting and ting and ting. Back with another vibes, some more vibes for you. I remember I'm not editing this, man. Cause I'm just a dude watching some freaking YouTube videos. You understand? I just invited you all in to come and relax with me and de-stress with me and thing, while I watch it. Alright, but we gonna get into a video here. This one's called Top 10 Most Spoiled Kids in the World. A lot of spoiled kids. Let me ask you this. Comment in the comment section below. Were you spoiled as a kid? Was I spoiled? If you ask my older siblings, they're going to say, yeah, you're a spoiled little brat. But I'm the youngest. And I guess everybody sort of treated me with kids' gloves because I was just like really skinny, little scrawny, little spidery looking type of kid. But I don't think I was spoiled, man. I got the same discipline everybody else in the house got. My mom didn't discriminate. But anyway, let's go see what these spoiled kids are complaining about. Let's YouTube and simmer.
These parents buy just about anything for their kids, and it's pretty ridiculous. Here are the top 10 most spoiled children. 10. Rashid Belhassa. Rashid Belhassa is a poster child for giving a young boy with a passion for fashion and fast cars a blank check. Son of Saif Ahmed Belhassa, an Emirati businessman reportedly worth over $2 billion, Rashid, 18 years old, is known for his YouTube channel, Money Kicks, where he boasts a shoe collection worth over $1 million. He also recently purchased a custom-wrapped Ferrari adorned with Supreme and Louis Vuitton logos. He picked up the car in Supreme by Louis Vuitton clothing. The baseball jersey and shoulder bag shown here is worth at least $12,000 on the online aftermarket. Belhassa's car collection includes a Mercedes limousine, a Rolls-Royce Phantom, a Hummer H1, and a selection of golf carts and Baja carts inside just one of his family's garages. The street value of his entire collection is currently unknown. He's also been seen flying on the world's first round of first-class flights that cost $30,000 per ticket. Number 9. Colin Stangl. Colin Stangl's initial source of wealth isn't widely known, but he's most famous for being a shoe supplier for celebrity rappers such as Smoke Perp, Lil Baby, and Lil Pump. Stangl has been seen showing off a very exclusive car collection at his family home, which includes a convertible Rolls-Royce Ghost, Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, Porsche 911 Turbo, Ferrari 488 Pista, Rolls-Royce Wraith, and a Mercedes G-Wagon. The sticker price on those cars alone is north of $2 million. Plus, his clothing and shoe collection likely fetches a similar figure. It includes extremely coveted Nike skateboarding, basketball, and one-off movie shoes, including the Nike Air Max, which were initially a fictional shoe featured in Back to the Future. That collection is nearly priceless for its comprehensive selection of extremely rare shoes and clothing pieces all in one place, but a conservative estimate puts its value somewhere between $1 and $3 million.
Damn!
Number 8. Chase McKenna. Chase McKenna is an English schoolgirl with a Hollywood movie star's taste in clothes. In addition to getting the latest gadgets, when she was filmed at 12 years old with iPads, a motorbike, even a credit card, and a huge collection of sparkly dresses, she's never satisfied with what she has, which includes a closet filled with designer labels like Ralph Lauren, Gucci, Juicy Couture, and Burberry. One Christmas, she even asked for a second Christmas tree to put in her room. A custom pink Christmas tree downstairs in the family home wasn't enough. Her parents bemoaned that her and her siblings' expensive tastes and snotty attitudes that are only fixed with gifts is running them out of house and home. Mom and Dad can barely keep up with the expenditure.
No, you running yourself out of house and home.
Are required to keep their kids happy. Still, Chase doesn't care. It doesn't stop with purchases inside the home the family can barely afford. Chase set her sights on a new hobby, horseback riding, and got her own pony. Her father couldn't say no to her incessant whining. Chase may spend her family into the street, but her mother openly admits it's her and her husband's own fault that they spend their money so poorly. Number 7. Suri Cruise. When Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes were married, their daughter Suri was the belle of the ball. When she was 6, Suri was treated to stay at a very exclusive suite at Disney World, one that money cannot buy. It's called Cinderella's Castle Suite, and it was originally designed as a living apartment space designed by Walt Disney himself in the Magic Kingdom of the park. The suite is normally booked for special events as determined by Disney, but somehow Tom and Katie made Suri's dream to be a Disney princess come true. Suri's lavish life doesn't stop there. She takes after her mother's fashion sense. As a small child, it was reported her wardrobe was worth at least $3 million from the world's most desirable fashion houses, like Gucci, Chloe, Burberry, and more. Today, that wardrobe figure has easily tripled in value since. As a child, she probably wasn't educated on the value of her wardrobe either. Tabloids reported that Suri once flushed diamonds down a toilet at home. And her mother has bought her lavish gifts such as a $24,000 Grand Victorian playhouse for Christmas that is fit as a living quarters. It features running water, full electricity, and its own landscaping. Number 6. Blue Ivy Carter. Blue Ivy, daughter of music power couple Beyonce and Jay-Z, is one of the most stylish 8-year-olds you'll ever meet. Bey and Jay have been criticized before for hiring a personal stylist and shopper for their firstborn, but there's an argument that a curated wardrobe is warranted, given that she often appears alongside her parents in very high-profile ways. Appearances...
Dude, come on. You come from the streets. You're hiring a damn wardrobe specialist for your child, though. See, I'm not the cheap type or nothing like that, but come on, dude. That's why that stuff should be part of parenting, you know? You help your child develop their own sense of style and thing. You don't hire somebody to develop their style, you just make him a showpiece.
Such as her red carpet walk at the 2016 Video Music Awards, where Blue matched Mother Bey in a sparkly, ornate motif, or appearances in music videos with her mother and father, such as Jay-Z's Family Feud video, among other stars like actor Michael B. Jordan. Blue Ivy had rich blood right from birth, with her parents' combined net worth rumored to be over $1 billion, spending $20,000 on a fantasy carriage crib, a gold rocking horse worth over $600,000. Ivy was also gifted several jewel-encrusted baby pacifiers worth about $17,000 each. Let's hope none of those were thrown out of her stroller. Still, the rarest and hardest gift to get for a child is something that Beyonce and Jay-Z are pretty uniquely placed to do. Last summer, Beyonce's new album, The Lion King, The Gift, featured a single called Brown Skin Girl, a song with a contribution from Blue Ivy herself. Just 7 years old at the time, Blue Ivy became one of the youngest musicians to ever make the Billboard Hot 100 list, with the song peaking at number 74 on the charts. Blue Ivy isn't even old enough to drink, and yet she's likely accomplished more than most, with most of her success and her accomplishments and fortune all thanks to some of the most influential people in pop culture. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to Daily Top 10s with notifications on so you don't miss any of our...
That's crazy, man. Spending all them millions and thing like that, that's crazy.
Executive is worth a whopping $3.1 billion and was not afraid to share his massive wealth with his daughters Tamara and Petra. Tamara took a huge chunk of money from her father to purchase a $120 million mansion in London, but may not have the beefiest security around to ensure its safety. The 57-room mega home, staffed by 50 service people, was robbed over $60 million of jewelry last December. Speaking of December, it's arguable that there's a bigger lover of Christmas than Tamara. She's said to spend upwards of $60,000 on Christmas decorations and events, including massive trees and a visit from Santa Claus himself, plus tobogganing out the front door for her and her daughter to enjoy. Not to be outdone by her sister, Petra Ecclestone is similarly spendy in her ways. Her Los Angeles mansion, commonly known as the Spelling Manor, was purchased in 2011 for $85 million and is currently the most expensive home ever, after she sold it for $120 million last June. She moved back to London, Chelsea in West London, to the tune of almost $70 million for a 6-story house close to her father. At that home, which is under renovations so extensive that she won't be fully moved in for at least another year, Petra owns an extremely rare right-hand drive Mercedes G-Wagon. which starts at over $100,000, 7 Rolex watches worth about $30,000 each, and 10 extremely rare Hermes Birkin bags worth upwards of $50,000.
You know, and I know people are going to say, yeah, you say not know, but I can honestly tell you, if I have $1 billion, I wouldn't be buying all that frivolous stuff. I definitely wouldn't be having 15 cars in my garage, 25 watches. I mean, I'm not rich now, and there's stuff I don't even wear that I have in there. Imagine if I furnish a house and clothing. I don't understand the vanity.
Dollars each. As the rich kid stereotype goes, neither Ecclestone seems all that worried about making money of their own. Petra tried to start a menswear company, but that didn't work out. It seems the hardest they have to work each day is in the morning to pick out what they'll wear to breakfast. Number 4. Justin Combs. If you were lucky enough as a kid to have your parents buy you a car for your birthday, I bet what you received wasn't even worth 1/20th of the value of Justin Combs' present. If Combs sounds like a familiar name, you're thinking of Sean Combs, Justin's father, otherwise commonly known as P. Diddy, with a few name changes along the way. Justin Combs, 18, is one lucky kid. For his 16th birthday, his rap legend father handed over the keys to a $360,000 silver Maybach. His lavish birthday bash was broadcast on MTV's show Sweet 16 and featured the cast of Jersey Shore. Combs may have had the bank broken on his teenage dream party, but he splashed the cash himself. He and his father announced a $10,000 donation to Yelly Haiti, a charity organization established by musician Wyclef Jean. Justin may have the wealth and influence of a music legend supporting himself every step of the way, but that doesn't mean he's been resting on his laurels. Combs was a scholarship student at UCLA and earned a football scholarship for his excellent athletic and scholastic abilities. Number 3. Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Prince of Dubai. Compared to the rest of our spoiled kids, the Prince of Dubai is no spring chicken at 29 years of age. Despite that, he is one of the biggest spenders and most frivolous flaunters of his wealth on this list. His diamond-encrusted Mercedes, complete with mink accents, is worth a whopping $4.8 million. It was one of 2 made for a commemorative auto event in Dubai, and the encrusting process took a team of experts 2 weeks to complete. His 531-foot yacht is one of the world's largest private vessels. The gargantuan ship is worth $300 million and is named after the Prince's Kingdom, Dubai.
See, y'all, I keep hearing saying Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. Man, there's some rich people out there. There's some people that's really rich out there. They just don't talk about it. They don't live in cultures where everybody's got to show off their Maybachs and their Bugattis and all of that stuff, you know? But they got the bank. As much as, and sometimes even more. Just keep it on the down low. Just kind of smart. Like this guy here, this Prince doesn't. Look at that yacht. Look at that yacht. Why do I need such a big yacht? I'm 7 feet tall, and I would rather have a small house so I know I could get to different parts of it quickly instead of having to walk a whole day to get to the other side of a mansion. Shoot, you know what I mean? People could be living on one side, and I'm on the other side. I don't even know people living over there. Why would I have such a big house?
The Prince of Dubai is also interested in extremely expensive culinary rarities. On a trip to New York City, he ordered a $1,000 dessert, a golden truffle sundae, served in a $300 cup. The gold was edible and featured Tahitian vanilla ice cream, one of the most expensive dairy products on Earth. His palace is nothing short of breathtaking either. In addition to the Dubai, the Crown Prince also owns a Smeralda, a 252-foot yacht that fits 36 people in total in board, guests and crew, has a cruising range of 2,800 miles and costs. The final price tag was initially meant to kept confidential, but it was later revealed to cost in excess of $70 million. Number 2. Egypt Daoud Deen. Another child born to music powerhouse parents, Egypt Daoud Deen is the son of singer Alicia Keys and rapper-producer Swizz Beatz. Was definitely born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His parents take him everywhere, from sitting in courtside seats with mom and dad at New York Knicks game, and flying around the world in Swizz Beatz private jets to destinations like Hawaii and London. Even though he comes from rich blood and is spoiled in certain material ways, little Egypt has shown signs that he is more humble than his lifestyle suggests. In an interview with ABC News, Swizz Beatz said son Egypt is not a spoiled child. like he doesn't want a lot. Swizz Beatz said as an example, when he and Alicia take Egypt to the toy store, he will pick one or two things he likes, rather than ask for everything in sight. His dad said he doesn't demand the moon and the stars. At a gymnastics class, Egypt's dad said he was offered all the candy he wanted, but he took just 2 pieces, one for him and one for his brother. One thing that only he and Blue Ivy have on this list, however, is a production credit on a hugely influential artist's song. Before its 2016 release, Swizz Beatz revealed that Egypt had a hand in producing Kendrick Lamar's album Untitled Unmastered. His Instagram post shows Egypt playing the keys to the tune of Lamar's Untitled 7-track on the album, proof that it pays to be a legendary producer's son in the rap game.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Before we move on to number 1, we have a couple quick honorable mentions that didn't make the list. Honorable mention 1. Leon from Liverpool. Leon is a little schoolboy from Liverpool, a city in the north of England. At 5 years old, Leon weighed over 140 pounds. His mother says it's a genetic issue. When she took him to the doctor to discuss his problematic weight, the attending physician recommended an increase in physical activity as the main way to get Leon to a more manageable weight. What the doctor didn't know is that Leon's mother may have been the biggest issue concerning her son's health. She was recorded overfeeding her son and buckling to his tantrums when the food he wanted wasn't something available at home. He cried and threw a fit when he lost a piece of chocolate cake from a birthday party at school. His mother fed him a small child's daily recommended caloric intake in just 2 hours after school had finished. She even follows him home from the walk to school with a wheelchair in order to give him a push when he gets tired.
Wow, no, that's spoiled.
When questioned, Leon's mother said he almost exclusively eats healthy food and doesn't see how much he eats as a problem at all. She feeds him things like fish, mashed potatoes, green peas, and large bowls of cereal stacked high with berries and other fruits. In cases like Leon's, it's easy to see that sometimes the monster is entirely created and then enabled by the parents. Honorable mention 2. Zachary Jackson Levon Furnish John. Son of music megastar Elton John, Zachary Jackson Levon Furnish John is a baby pampered beyond belief. Elton John and his partner decided to sell their double apartment, the Sierra Tower in West Hollywood, worth a combined $5 million, fearing for the safety of little Zachary. Strangely, Zachary's parents chose to give their son an apartment to himself, as a sort of uber luxury baby nursery. Talk about privacy. Zachary's natural birthday is also one of the most expensive ever, since he was born out of surrogacy. The insemination procedure and care for Zachary's surrogate mother is reported to have cost over $1 million. Number 1. David Beckham's children. Former English footballer turned sporting mogul, David Beckham, has publicly stated his worry that his children are spoiled due to his own success. He says he wants his 3 sons, Romeo, Cruz, and Brooklyn, and his daughter, Harper, to be successful on their own terms. Beckham and his wife, Victoria, are worth about $450 million combined. That and David's influence in the football world means he has huge pull amongst the world's top clubs. His 3 sons all signed for Arsenal Football Club's academy in 2014, despite Beckham never having played there professionally, just training for fitness in the offseason. None of the 3 boys were able to own a scholarship at the club and were subsequently released. Brooklyn instead pursued schooling, despite dropping out when she picked up a photography internship before self-publishing a photography book, What I See, presumably pushed through to press by the Beckham name above all else. Brooklyn Beckham has already shot a Burberry campaign, aged just 16 years old, and has since shot for Vogue and other large magazines despite a rough start as an intern under famous British photographer Rankin. His basic photography skills came into question after a report in tabloid paper, The Sun, named an inside source who said Brooklyn was less skilled than initially thought when starting with the internationally published photographer's wing. Romeo Beckham shows the most athletic promise of David's children, despite dropping out of football early. Romeo is a tennis player and has had training session with tennis elite, including Andy Murray and Grigor Dimitrov. While his tennis career hasn't kicked off, perhaps he can go down another route to success. He's pictured here wearing Justin Bieber's clothing brand, a person he has reported close ties with both the pop star and his management. Be sure to subscribe to Daily Top 10s with notifications.
Some crazy stuff, man.
Volcanoes of mud
You got all these
oozing their
stop this bomb
What a sight to
clock
behold.
here. Yeah, but you know, you got all this spoiling people, kids and thing like that. That's just crazy, man. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go here. I know that somebody's messaging me, so let me go see what they have coming up there and thing. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification button so that you know when I'm dropping these videos. You know what I mean? And please take care of each other. Be good to each other. Show some compassion. Respect your fellow man. I'm gonna repeat that. Respect your fellow man. That's one of the ways we could make life cool.